Today is the first day of the Rains Retreat, vassa. I want to use this opportunity as a true starting point for training myself seriously. I intend to make this retreat a time to reduce heedlessness, to practice mindfulness, to look at myself honestly. I want to record it here to remind myself in days to come that once I really did begin with this intention. This morning, I woke up earlier than usual. I felt a small satisfaction that I did what I had planned the night before. It felt like making a commitment in advance helped ready my mind. It was like telling myself, I don't want to let this morning just drift by. When I woke up, instead of jumping out of bed to rush through my usual chores, I stayed lying down quietly for about 15 minutes, observing my breath softly and calmly. I tried to just be with the natural in and out of the breath, not forcing, not controlling. I felt its lightness and softness. I noticed when the mind wandered off into other thoughts, but I tried to stay aware of that and gently return to the breath. I found moments where the mind felt more settled. I could see the difference between waking up in a rush and waking up mindfully. There was a small happiness in starting the day like this. After that, I got up, washed my face, brushed my teeth, went about my normal tasks. I tried to do everything with mindfulness, feeling my steps, noticing the toothbrush in my hand, the sensation of water. I observed how the mind still had the old habit of hurrying ahead, planning the next thing. But when I caught it, it softened a bit. The scattered thoughts eased just a little. I saw that Dhamma is right here in daily life, in these small, simple acts if we know how to slow down and watch the mind. Another thing I set as an intention was that while writing this Dhamma reflection today, I want to maintain mindfulness as much as possible. I want to really be present. I want to write with kindness, not just to get it done or to make it look good, but to make it genuinely clear for readers. I want to cut down on unnecessary complexity, on fancy words we sometimes use to show off our knowledge. I want it to be simple, like talking with a friend. I want the reader to see what I see, to feel what I feel, and most importantly, to see Dhamma in their own heart. I know I have a tendency to be scattered. Whenever I think about writing, my mind races ahead. What should I say? How should I make it flow? What clever words can I use? Sometimes there's even a hidden wish for praise. I can see that's a subtle, sneaky craving. When I see it, I try to let it go, not hating it or judging it, but recognizing it as just the mind's nature that still clings to self. I try to return to the present, to the content I'm writing. I want it to be plain and honest. When my heart softens, the words soften too. The message becomes more sincere. Even as I'm writing, I still get lost in thoughts. The mind jumps to many things. But when I notice, I come back. Just like with the breathing this morning. Losing awareness, then returning. Seeing, then returning. It's a simple practice, but hard to do consistently because the mind is so used to speed, to restlessness, to wanting its own way. Still, I want to use this Rains Retreat as my training ground. I want to learn the truth about my mind, that it can change, it can be trained, it can become more peaceful. Maybe not permanently, but every time I come back, it's like reinforcing a wholesome tendency. I see that small things, like waking early, observing the breath, mindfully brushing my teeth, or trying to write clearly, are all forms of practice. If done with mindfulness and good intention, they help reduce heedlessness, loosen attachment to self, weaken little defilements that usually go unseen. When we slow down, we see more clearly. We see both goodness and forgetfulness, craving and aversion, gentleness and harshness, everything. And this seeing itself is real Dhamma. I feel a small happiness that I began the first day of the retreat like this. It wasn't a huge transformation. I didn't sit in perfect stillness or keep unbroken mindfulness. I still got lost, still had restless thoughts and cravings, but just knowing that, just accepting it, just recognizing that I'm trying to reduce it, that's already an important step. Like someone learning to walk who might fall but keeps trying. This retreat, I plan to write like this every day, to remind myself to make mindfulness a habit, to notice my mind in small things, not to fool myself, not to pretend a Dhamma is something too lofty to use in daily life, but to make it an everyday thing, something as natural as breathing, walking, talking to others. I want to use this Rains retreat to learn that this self I cling to can become lighter, that defilements can be reduced, that selfishness can fade, that kindness can grow, that understanding can deepen. Even slowly, it's possible. I want each daily note to be like an offering to my teachers, to the Buddha, to my own heart, a sign of respect for this life, a promise not to waste it. This is my stream entry in the Rains retreat, day 1. A day that began with an intention to wake early, to sit with the breath, to work mindfully, to write with simplicity, to reduce the craving to look good or be praised. I want to use today as a vow that I will try to do this every day, even if some days I succeed and some days I fail. I won't abandon this intention or this effort to know my mind better, so I can be lighter with myself, gentler with others, and live with Dhamma as naturally as I can.